Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining me again, this time on Thursday, the 13th day of May. A beautiful day in the neighborhood, another day in the 60s, just like today on tomorrow, and still looking at the 70s and beautiful conditions this Saturday for Montgomery County High School prom. We will talk about that, and then we'll talk about the change-up that comes weather-wise thereafter. Major revelations, of course, across the state and across the country today in regards to the coronavirus. We're going to talk about it with local officials as well. The lifting of the mask mandate, which is supposed to apply to those who have been fully vaccinated. I'll leave it there for just a few moments. We'll also talk about the Pfizer vaccine, which is now going to be able to be given to our young people, 12 to 15, already approved for those older, and how school districts across Kentucky are going to, many, try to get those first doses into students before school's out for most all districts in just a couple of weeks. We'll talk about what Montgomery County has plans for at this time. I also have a police chase yesterday. Well, this week we've had a number of indictments that involve police pursuits. I have one that took place last night at a high rate of speed that resulted again in a Montgomery County man crashing his vehicle before being arrested and found with a significant quantity of drugs. That's where I'll pick up the show right after a word or two.
Get absolutely every mile you can out of the season with great deals right now at Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Get up to $70 back on a set of new Coopers or new Hancooks, up to $120 back on new Michelins, up to $150 on new Goodyears, where you can keep your stimulus money and drive safe with 6 months no interest. At Conley Tire in Staffordsville and at conleytire.net. In recognition and honor of all of your achievements, especially your extraordinary senior year, Salyersville National Bank wants to salute the class of 2021 and assure you that wherever your next horizon leads you, we're here to help you save for your dreams with student, business, personal checking, and more. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2021 from Salyersville National Bank. TracFone has brand new deals, brand new plans, and a brand new line of phones, and Fraser's Prater Drugstore has them all, like iPhone 6S's prepaid for only $114.99. We dare you to find it anywhere any cheaper. Yes, $114.99. So stay connected, stay in touch with major savings on all new TracFone plans and devices at Salyersville's Fraser's Prater Drugstore.
Salyersville police were in pursuit last night after attempting to make a traffic stop on a vehicle. That vehicle actually fled and led them on a police pursuit, that vehicle traveling in excess of 80 miles per hour at times before the driver of the car lost control and crashed and was subsequently taken to the Big Sandy jail on serious and felony charges.
After he crashed, 33-year-old Robert Miller of Salyersville was arrested by the Salyersville PD for a number of charges. We'll get to those in just a few seconds. They're already on your screen. This happened around Route 867 in the River Road area last night. Authorities were actually looking for a stolen vehicle, a silver 2014 Ford Fusion that has been reported stolen by its owner. They were actually watching a residence where they thought the car might show up, and they saw a vehicle pull out of that residence and the operator not wearing a seatbelt. They tried to make a traffic stop. Robert Miller was said to be behind the wheel, and when they hit the blue lights, he fled at speeds over 80 miles per hour, running a stoplight, the temporary stoplight, I should say, there on Route 7 at the mouth of Oakley, nearly hitting cars, I believe, on at least one, if not numerous occasions. The chase lasted a few miles until he turned off of Route 7 and then ultimately crashed the vehicle. Authorities were able to nab him, and then after taking him into custody, they found a number of items, about 7 grams or more of crystal meth in his vehicle and $300 in small bills. They also sent the suspected crystal meth off for testing because a characteristic of it indicated that it might have been laced with fentanyl or some other substance. There was also a large baggie that contained numerous little small baggies in it that indicated that he was about to resell the drugs that he had. In all, he was charged with speeding 25 miles per hour over the speed limit, wanton endangerment of a police officer in the first degree, a felony fleeing and evading in the first degree, reckless driving, trafficking in meth, and resisting arrest, as well as other charges.
The first of my two interviews tonight related to revelations this week and today in regards to the coronavirus, specifically the Pfizer vaccine and our 12 to 15-year-olds now being available to get that, and as well the CDC mask mandate or the lifting thereof will also come into discussion as well. But right now, let's talk to Superintendent of Schools Scott Helton in Magoffin County. We knew this week, we've known now for days and knew it was coming as well prior to the announcement, that the CDC and federal health officials have green-lighted giving the Pfizer vaccine, and only the Pfizer vaccine, to those 12, 13, 14, and 15 years of age. This is a nationwide thing. Here in the state of Kentucky, many school districts are moving quite quickly to try to get those vaccines to as many students as possible before school is out, for most all districts in just a couple of weeks. The state is partnering or contracting with at least one organization to try to make that happen. Magoffin County students, however, will not be seeing the Pfizer vaccine, at least in this particular fashion, administered. It's not because of a decision not to. It is simply because of the process in which the state has contracted with this organization to distribute that vaccine. Superintendent Scott Helton tells us what he has learned thus far and so far where the school district is standing.
Helton says he has been talking with the Kentucky Department of Education and state health officials for the past few days, as they are going to all school districts asking their interest in having an on-site school vaccination process that would give the vaccine now to our 12-year-old students and up.
One of the things that we're looking at is actually doing it on school site, and they partnered up with this company the state health department has to provide these services. And watching the webinar yesterday, the way it's kind of looking like it's going to take place is it's going to focus around the Lexington area first and then kind of work its way out. And this company that they're dealing with now is the gist of what I got was within an hour out, they're not going to go beyond an hour from Lexington at this time, and that'll be phased in over a period of time for that hour. And then for this area and things, they're looking at partnering with some other companies and doing some other things and some of the stuff. And we've talked with the health department, and it's something that we're looking into. Now, we've not decided whether we're actually going to set up a station at the school, but it's a possibility, and we'll keep monitoring the progress that they're making within the Lexington area and see how participation takes place. And that's something we'll have to do as part of what it is. We'll have to do surveys, we'll have to kind of contact, and then we also want to know the likelihood of who's going to be administering the vaccines and things of that nature. But we're still working with our health department here to kind of monitor it, and when we get more information, I'll let you know about that.
I'm assuming that it's not anything that's going to be able to take place by the end of the school year.
No, this would be Pfizer's the company that's offering it for the 12-year-old, but this would not affect our current year. It'll be for the fall. Something could take place over the summer if the things pan out with what they're talking about in Lexington, but I'm anticipating something in the fall to give us some more direction on where we stand in this area, in this region. But right now, it's something we want to contemplate, because the more we can have vaccinated, the greater the vaccine gets distributed, the less likelihood we get exposure at our schools. But we've done well within our schools. Our staff, our students are adhering to wearing the mask, and it seems like over the last couple of months we've not had a lot of outbreak as far as positive test, and that's a positive thing. And this spring weather, I was anticipating maybe the same thing coming, and more people getting outside and more activities going on. But it's been really good so far. But anytime we can offer another layer of protection, we've got to consider that.
Keep in mind that while the school district will not be distributing the Pfizer vaccine to its students in a large fashion as other school districts are already starting to do, your child, should you decide to get them the vaccine, will be able to here in Magoffin County soon. Our public health director tells us what locations are going to be distributing the Pfizer vaccine, the reasons that the Magoffin County Health Department is not going to be able to at this time, and he also gives us a current case count and some other COVID-related information right after these messages.
Speedy's in Sagersville invites you to come by and get the very best prices on everything from Coke and Pepsi products. 2 15-packs, just $8.88. L81 by the 6-pack, $3.29, or get a full case, $12.50. $6 for 2 gallons of milk, mix or match. And they absolutely guarantee they have the cheapest tobacco around. The best prices on cigarettes by the carton and snuff by the roll, and the more you buy, the more you save. At Speedy's in Sagersville, the very best place to feed your appetite and fill your tank. Guaranteed. Welcome to East Kentucky's premier vape and CBD shop, offering all natural tobacco alternatives and everything vape and smoke shop related. Everything you're looking for and everything you're not. Best quality, best prices, best service.
Come to Appalachian Smoke Shop for all your tobacco alternatives and accessories, as well as products like CBD, kratom, and legal THC that people are telling us they're using to treat pain, anxiety, depression, difficulty sleeping, and lack of energy, as well as just for overall wellness. Make it your one stop, Appalachian Smoke Shop.
Spring is always the time for new beginnings and redecorating, or at least adding a few new favorite pieces to your home decor. And the seasonal shop has just finished resetting their entire home decor section with all new merchandise. It's all there. Classic favorites, new trends, and the unusual pieces that can set your decor apart from everyone else. Farmhouse, timeless blue and white pottery, natural woods, beaded accents, bohemian, bees, lemons, copper, white pottery, and equestrian. It's all there. And it's all there with local delivery, layaway, and curbside pickup. It's the only place like it. The Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville.
Certainly a major revelation today, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announcing new and updated guidance targeting those who are fully vaccinated, meaning that they have gotten their second dose of whatever vaccine and had it for at least 2 weeks. That equates to about 118 million Americans, or about 35% of the population, and only those individuals who the CDC says can now be in indoor and outdoor settings and activities, large or small, without wearing a mask or social distancing, saying that evidence to date does indicate that vaccines most certainly and definitely help prevent both symptomatic and asymptomatic cases of COVID-19, as well as keeping you out of the hospital, keeping you from dying as well. And that research also is proving more and more to show that vaccines are effective against circulating the virus, and most importantly, or maybe as important, the many variants which we are seeing become more and more contagious. Now, I want to stress, as the CDC, that they still recommend that everyone wear a mask in very close-knit, crowded indoor settings, planes, trains, automobiles, if you will, hospitals, prisons, homeless shelters, our nursing homes, that everyone still continue to wear a mask, and we can understand why. But that if you're fully vaccinated, in most all other settings, it's no longer needed, at least for now. I spoke with our Public Health Director, Mayor Pete Shepard, but also we were asking to as well find out about the case count for the past few weeks in McGoffin County, as well as where our 12 to 15-year-olds here in McGoffin County will be able to get the Pfizer vaccine, with the understanding, as Superintendent of Schools Scott Helton informed us a few moments ago in that prior interview, that they will not be able to distribute it through the school system before the end of the school year, maybe not to the beginning of next. A lot of significant revelations today, as you very well know, Pete, in regards to COVID, and I want to cover some of those. But before we do, I want to make sure that you had an announcement about a special event coming up this Saturday. I thought we ought to begin there.
Yeah, Patsy Jackson called me 3 weeks ago, and they wanted to know if the city would kind of help her put on an event for all frontline personnel, medical personnel, police officers, firefighters, just an appreciation dinner or luncheon, I guess you could call it. And she put it all together with a lot of help from some volunteers. So on Saturday between 11 and 2 at the Sayersville Fire Department, there's going to be a lot of good food, a lot of good free food for all of our frontline people, our police officers, Kentucky State Police, our firefighters, anybody in rescue squad, anybody in that respect, ambulance drivers, anybody like that can come and get a good meal. And we hope a lot of the public will come out and show their appreciation for all the people that put their lives on the line every day for all of us.
Marvelous idea. I wish to thank Patsy right now. Moving on, I guess we'll begin with the Pfizer vaccine approval for 12 to 15-year-olds and how, or what you know about how it's going to be distributed here locally. Now, at this point, I just had an interview with Superintendent Helton, and he's detailed about how the state is contracting with some organizations or entities, and that's not going to filter its way down to the McGoffin County school system, maybe not even until late summer or the fall. But otherwise, what do you know?
I knew that probably at least 2 providers in the county will be providing that service for the 12 and over for the Pfizer vaccine. I know Frontier is going to be providing it for sure. I'm under the assumption, and I'm pretty sure if this is correct, that Hope Medical will also be administering that Pfizer vaccine for the 12 and over. The health department will not be giving that vaccine.
And that's, if I'm not mistaken, just simply because you've not given the Pfizer out to date, you have just been doing Moderna.
We've just been doing Moderna, and because of the numbers, the 12 and 18 group will probably not be a very large group, and when it comes in allotments like it's come, the more they get it, the more give it out. It seems like we're getting stuck with a lot of vaccines, and it's just a shame to waste vaccines like that. And the Pfizer is a little more tricky. When you take it out of the freezer and thaw it out, you just got a couple of weeks to use it, whereas the Moderna, we got more time to get rid of the doses. So the health department will be assisting Frontier and Hope in any way we can, but they will be administering, as far as I know, the Pfizer for the 12 and over.
We haven't had, we've been following, just not quite as closely, which is a good thing in some respect, our weekly case count here in McGoffin County, at least not doing on a daily basis as we were, which is a good evolution of the process. But just to kind of recap, I know with the no mask allowance today, or however you want to phrase that, with the vaccine for the 12 to 15-year-olds and our young people, what kind of numbers are we seeing in McGoffin County this week and for the past few?
Okay. Well, first of all, up to this point, since the virus has been upon us, we have 1,119 cases has been reported in McGoffin County, and we still have 20 deaths along with those cases. This past week, we had 11 cases, and 6 of those was in kind of one group, a birthday party that kind of, I guess, got out of hand with the virus. But and the week before that, we had 17, and that was just individuals. There's no groups or anything with that, but 17 that week before that. And we've been averaging the last 4 or 5 weeks, probably 11 to 13 cases a week. So it's just kind of hit just a standstill. We're not spiking any. We're not getting any lower. It's just kind of a steady pace with between 10 and 15 each week.
Any thoughts on, and I was going to close with this, but I'll go ahead and pose the question to you. So now we're going to have individuals who've been fully vaccinated. I'm sure for the most part, most of them will not wear masks. And I don't expect the people who were not have not been vaccinated and not wearing a mask to start wearing a mask. And I could almost say that it's pretty safe to say that those who are not going to get vaccinated and not wearing their mask are also not going to start as well. So I think it's going to essentially we're going to be done with the mask by and large, except for maybe those closely contained areas that the governor and the CDC has said. Is that, do we need to ask anything of any individuals, or is there any concern at this point to going back to where we were in lieu of all that?
Well, my advice is wear a mask and also get vaccinated. People that are vaccinated, if you're in contact with somebody that does have COVID, you don't have to go into quarantine. These people need to realize that if you're not vaccinated and you're still going to be quarantined for the 7 to 10 days, depending on what the circumstances are. So these people that's working in stores, we've had a couple of stores that the workers still have not been vaccinated, and about every 2 weeks, one of the employees gets positive, and then they're short of employees for a week or so. So the main thing is, if you're vaccinated and you do come in contact with somebody with COVID, you don't have to be quarantined. And like I say, the mask, I just recommend it. Since we've been wearing the mask, where's the flu been? We've had no flu cases hardly. It's been almost wiped out. And I think possibly because we don't have much school either to spread it. But The masks are important. They work. It's been proven, and I know a lot of people don't wear them, and a lot of people are not going to wear them. I'm going to wear my mask, and I would recommend everybody to wear their mask.
And sticking on the topic of masks for just a few moments longer, the CDC did say today that should you start to develop any COVID-19 symptoms, a lot of folks are still catching the coronavirus. In fact, I'm trying to confirm some information today that the health department didn't have either, but in some of our people here in the newsroom speaking to family members, possibly 2 relatives passing away from COVID-19 complications in McGoffin County just this week that's not been confirmed by the county or state government as of yet. Nevertheless, they say that if you do come down with any symptoms, you should get tested, you should wear a mask, and you should, of course, treat the situation as you would have prior to the no mask revelation today from the CDC. That revelation made because we are continuing to see a downward trend of cases, not just in Kentucky where we're still leveling off and staying at a plateau, but we're seeing deaths go down across the state and nation. We're seeing numbers go down, and that's all, of course, the reason for the CDC lifting the mask mandate, which the governor of Kentucky says he will do and make effective immediately here in the Commonwealth.
Today, the CDC has relaxed its masking guidelines to say that fully vaccinated individuals no longer need to wear a mask indoor or outdoors, with the exception of certain settings like hospitals, long-term care centers, prisons, and a few other exceptions. Folks, this is outstanding. It means that we are so close to normalcy, and we're going to be changing Kentucky's mask mandate to be the same with those CDC guidelines. Now, folks, this means you ought to go get your shot of hope if you haven't. There are hundreds of thousands of available appointments right now to get vaccinated, and you get vaccinated, the CDC says it is safe to take that mask off. So go on out, get that shot. Let's defeat this pandemic once and for all. Great news today.
A couple of quick reminders on your community calendar and some other announcements, and a little bit of a frost advisory to speak thereof when we get to your weather forecast. Go with All Pro, and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today.
Appalachian Wireless is proud to offer the Emergency Broadband Benefit Discount. This federal program can reduce the cost of our 25 gig unlimited plan by up to $50 a month. If someone in your household qualifies for certain government benefit programs or experienced substantial loss in income in the last year, you may be eligible. Only one discount per household, and it's only available until allotted funds run out. For more details, go to AppalachianWireless.com/EBB. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data speeds will be slowed to 512 kilobytes after 25 gig per line.
Jesse Rudd and his staff at Parkway Pharmacy are proud to announce the newest member of their team, and yours, pharmacist Dustin Jones, who's actually the grandson of Janet and the late Paul Jones of Dixie in Salyersville. And his addition of over 12 years of experience in inpatient and outpatient services gives you unmatched availability and care when it comes to your health and medication.
Parkway Pharmacy, where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Salyersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved. The first reminder being that the Sayersville High School class of 1971 has their 50th year reunion coming up on June the 12th, but they're having a planning meeting tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock at the McGoffin County Public Library to get organized, get together. They hope to hear from you all, that is classmates, tomorrow, and of course at the reunion. Sweet potato orders are available. Slips are now available. You can pick up your order form from the McGoffin County Extension Service by dropping by or give them a call, 349-3216, if you have any questions. They've got at least 4 varieties of sweet potatoes by the slip, and small and large quantities. And announcements are heard right here every weeknight by small and sometimes large quantities. Birthdays and anniversaries too. Just get that information to me. I'll tell everyone else about it. Nightly obituaries brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home include arrangements which have been set for 63-year-old Gary Klein from Bucyrus, Ohio. He died at his home, born in Greenup County, and is survived by his loving wife, Monya Klein, kids Nick Klein, Gary Klein, Angela Curtis, Russell Klein, and John Ball, and several grandchildren. Calling hours for Gary will be held at the Munich Personal Funeral Home. Were held actually earlier today, and then tomorrow evening from the Fritz Church of God here in McGoffin County from 5 till 7. That's where services will be on Saturday at 11. McGoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. The family asked that in lieu of flowers, contributions be made to the Gary Sinise Foundation. Timothy Pooh Bear Howard, as I told you last night, 64, Sayersville, passed away on Tuesday of this week, survived by his wife Vicky, son Timothy, and daughters Kimberly Howard and Christy Howard Jackson, sister Jewel Perkins, 3 granddaughters, and 4 great-grandchildren. Services to be held this Saturday at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. The family will welcome friends for visitation tomorrow evening after 6, and in lieu of flowers, the family has requested that contributions be made to the American Diabetes Association or the American Juvenile Diabetes Association. Service is still pending right now for 67-year-old Jimmy Booger Watkins of Sayersville, who passed away Tuesday, to be announced through the McGoffin County Funeral Home, and 26-year-old Cheyenne Dunn of Sayersville passed away yesterday at the Pikeville Medical Center. I'm told arrangements are being made at this time and will be announced soon through the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Now we'll go on to your Licking Valley RECC Outlook, where we're looking at a really nice few more days in front of us. And in fact, the latest updated forecast has us out of the upper 30s and out of the clear as far as any frost is concerned. Earlier today, we had a chance of some light frost, but I think we'll be well into the 40s. 42, 43 degrees, mostly clear skies. Calm winds should be a non-issue for all those flowers that you have already got out or want to try to get out tonight. We will see the mid-40s tomorrow night and the 50s thereafter. So hopefully, I'm not going to promise, it might be the last little hit of frost that we have. We're likely to get another one or two. Nevertheless, 67 and sunny for your Friday. Going to be a really nice end to the work week tomorrow. Upper 60s, 45 tomorrow night, partly cloudy. And Saturday still looking absolutely beautiful. Start to finish Saturday, 72, mostly sunny, 52 that night. Our next system or scenario that gives us shower chances doesn't really move in until after 3 or 4 in the a.m. Saturday night, Sunday morning. So 2 more really beautiful days staring at us tomorrow and Saturday, and prom looks to be perfect weather-wise, and we hope all of our students stay safe here in McGoffin County and other counties that are celebrating prom this year. But it is during the overnight, Saturday night into your Sunday, we see clouds and shower and storm chances start to work their way in. Look what we go from 72 on your Saturday to only 62 on your Sunday, 64 with a 50% chance of showers. Monday, we get back to the 70s, and we'll stay at 71 Monday, more clouds and shower chances and not. Same for Tuesday, upper 70s by Wednesday, and maybe even upper 70s again on your Thursday, flirting with 80 again. We'll see partly sunny skies, but still lingering shower chances Wednesday and Thursday after some pretty good chances thereof on your Monday and Tuesday.
That's going to wrap it up for this Thursday. If you haven't gotten today's issue of the Sagersville Independent, run out and grab one. It is a good one. I'll go through that with you tomorrow. Time just didn't allow this afternoon. I'm going to grab mine on the way out the door, take it home, make it for a nice evening read. We hope you can relax a little bit this evening as well, and hope to see you back here wrapping up this week of Your News Today tomorrow night. Thank you for watching.